Okay, we're gonna use the alternate board. Let me set it up real quick. And it's gonna take me a minute to actually set up the board because this one. So in this one, we can't.
You
We
wouldn't
do
have saved
pick.
the dog, Rel.
So you would have only saved the
You would have
cat
left
and
the
no one
dog
else.
to die.
You can start anywhere outside again. You also can pick from a specialist. Your choice is not permanent. You can spend 2 action points to switch who you are on your turn. So, you know.
That dog was that cat's best friend, and you left him to die. The cat never forgives you.
Don't think that you're like locked into the specialist that you choose. You can change it. It just costs action points. Make sure to read all of what they can do. Is that all the doors? I think so. All right, let me read this. We need to roll for the first explosion. So in the first game, you can.
Clear that I should be the paramedic.
You can roll for each fire. In the advanced version, you actually roll for a number of explosions. So in this case, we are rolling for 3 initial explosions. So there's an explosion happening at 1-1. So that's an explosion. There's walls damaged, and then there's a fire here and fire here. And then someone else want to go and roll, just so I have you guys involved in this.
Roll what?
Just roll. We're rolling for the next explosion.
This couch exploded.
Spontaneously
as couches
combusted.
are wont to do.
3-8 is over here. So there's an explosion here, which causes damage to this wall, to this wall. There's fire here, and there's fire here. 1-4. That's right here. So again, God, explosion or damage to this wall, damage to this wall, damage to this wall, and then a fire here, and a fire here. We're not doing too well on the damage here. All right, so that's the initial explosions, and then there's a harder version of this, by the way, that has 4 explosions, but we're not going to play the harder version because holy shit, we couldn't even do the simple one. Okay, so go ahead and roll again. We're going to place hazmat markers, and I will explain what the hazmat marker is. 2-4. That's right here. So a hazmat marker is if a fire reaches the hazmat marker, it causes an explosion. You can move the hazmat marker and take it out of the building just as if it were a person that you were rescuing. So it costs 2 AP to move it around. But there's no other way to get rid of it. So it's probably beneficial to try to get rid of hazmat tokens if you can. Go ahead and roll
Unless you're
again.
a hazmat technician.
Yeah, unless you're a hazmat technician, then you can move them. We're placing 4 of these. 6-4. Roll again.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
I
6,
think Rose
5.
should come in voice to talk with us, even if she's not going to play the game.
2-3. Okay. And then, we need to. Hold on, I need to move.
There's a lot of hazmat here in
these.
weird places. This is a drug house, isn't it?
Come in
And-
voice.
Yep, these are out.
If you're watching, then you might as well come in voice so you can comment.
Shuffle this up.
Okay.
Nah, she's not going to come in. Let's see. We need to place the victims, so go ahead and roll for 3 potential victims. This time, if we need to place them on a fire, the fire isn't extinguished. You just have to roll again. 3-2. Right here. Again. You sounded fine earlier. 2-3. All right. That is a valid placement. Again, this
And
person's
when
like
Merg said
sitting on a
that,
live grenade.
He means you sounded
5, 7.
fine.
I did, in fact, mean that. That is true. Another person hiding under the rug here. Let's see. And then finally, we can do without this rule, but we might as well do all of the rules. I need to remember what this means, though. Hold on a second. Because I haven't actually played this game with this rule before. I only played it in simple mode, and then I like read the advanced rules. Okay. So it's these. These are flare-ups. These are automatically placed on each of the beginning explosions. And then I think that you need to place a couple extra ones. I think it's 2 more. It's actually 5 more because we're playing with 3 players. So go ahead and roll. 6-2. Okay, roll again. 1-1. Roll again. There's already 1 there. 3-5. Okay, roll again. 1-1 again? Jesus Christ, roll again. 3-2.
The hazmat here is that someone just took a particularly rancid shit.
Roll again, because we got like 2 more to
place.
place.
On the toilet.
4-5. And 1 more. 4-1. So what these are is if we roll for fire and a fire goes on here. Wait, is it just a fire or is it also smoke? I think it's just fire. Let me reread this again. When the target space of the advanced fire contains a hot spot, you have triggered a flare-up and will roll to advance the fire additional time. First, complete the current advanced fire, then roll a dice again and advance the fire. After resolving a flare-up, add a hotspot marker to the target space. Is there an example of this? Okay, no. So it's basically when you're rolling for the fire, if the spot that you roll up has one of these on it, it starts, number 1, it starts a full fire instead of just smoke, and number 2, you roll for advancing fire again. And it can go like as long as you keep doing it. So like if you were to roll a second time and you got another spot where there's one of these things, you would have to roll again. You have to put a fire there and roll again, etc., until you no longer hit a spot that has one of these things on it. Also, it is not possible to remove these. These are where they are forever. You can get rid of the fire that's in them, but this will actually remain. And again, if you roll onto one of these, it'll start a fire and you'll have to roll again.
What
Does that
kind
make
of
sense?
firefighters are we?
Does it make sense? And
I mean,
then
it makes sense, but what kind of firefighters are we if we can't defeat fire?
oh, and then sorry, there's also, we put these over here because basically you can actually end up making more of these if you do this, if you get unlucky, up to a maximum of 6 more. If we were playing on the harder difficulty, it would be a maximum of 12 more. And then finally, I said that before, but this time I really mean it. Finally, we actually use these. So now in order to rescue someone, you can't just bring them outside, you have to bring them to the ambulance. Moving an ambulance, can cost, AP. You do not have to go to the ambulance to move it, you can just, you know, it's like you're radioing in to move the ambulance. How do you move the vehicles? Drive a vehicle, 2 AP. Firefighters can only drive the in either direction, clockwise or counterclockwise around the building, and then you have to stop in the next like blue area. So like if we started the ambulance here, if you wanted to go ahead and move it, you could move it this way and it would have to stop here, or you could move it this way and it would have to stop here. And if you want to move it all the way across, it basically takes like 2 moves. Like, you can do that in a single turn, but you have to spend the AP for that. What, Greg? What are you doing?
Start it here.
Okay. The engine, though, the fire engine, you do have to be at to move. You do actually have to be on the fire engine to move it. Where do you want to start the fire engine? And I will tell you what to do with the fire engine in a second. We can always move it.
Probably there then.
So the fire engine can spray into the building. It uses all of your AP for that turn. And it can only affect the kind of the quadrant where it's at. So like right here, it could only affect like this kind of fourth of the building. This from 4-1 to 6-4.
Woodchuck, are you aware that there's no door on this side of the building?
Do not say you're gonna make your own, because we already have so many destruction things.
No, I'm the fire captain. I'm gonna make you do it for me.
So let me explain to you.
You should stay at the engine then and have the engine here so it can spray this fire. You want to operate the engine? One choke.
I haven't even told you what it does yet. Do you want me to tell you what it does?
One choke has been crushed.
By the engine. The engine rolled over him.
Okay, tell us what the engine does.
Hold on, I'm rereading to make sure that I understand what the engine does.
The engine drives a crankshaft which transfers mechanical energy to the wheels, which causes the vehicle to roll.
Alright, so the engine. It costs all of your AP to fire it. You, and again, it only affects the quadrant. Can only affect up to the quadrant. So again, if it's here, it can affect 1-1 through 3-4. This whole square here. You roll. If you decide that you're using, you roll. And if the target coordinates are outside its range, you literally just flip both dice. Just press F on the dice to flip them, and that will make it this basically in the range. So it would hit 2, 3. In this case, it would hit right here. And it is like a water explosion, essentially. So unfortunately, it doesn't do anything here because there's no fire here. It just gets this poor, if this is a person, it gets this poor person completely drenched. But basically, if there were fires here, it would take out, use this as an example, it would take out this fire, it would take out this fire, it would take out this fire, and it would take out this fire, like an explosion. But there's a wall here, so if there was a fire here, it would not take out this fire, because there's a wall right there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, you can't fire the thing into a place where a firefighter is. So just keep that in mind. Nothing happens if a firefighter is hit. Nothing happens if a firefighter is hit. Nothing happens if a person of interest is hit. It's just you're not allowed to fire where, like, a firefighter is knowingly.
It looks like the driver operator is a lot better at operating the fire engine, though.
Yeah, it could be. And again, you can change your person on your turn. It costs 2 AP to change a person. So you can change your specialist during your turn. It's just it costs 2 AP.
Why don't you start as driver operator?
Because as a captain, I can order you to move 1.
You look and see what these guys do.
So on my turn, I can move other people.
I'm gonna be I'm going to be an imaging technician for now. Are we mostly clear on the rules? I know that was kind of a lot, and we'll probably go over it again. When you move...
Everybody's gonna die!
When you move vehicles, like I said, you can move the ambulance even if you're not at the ambulance. You can only move the engine if you're at the engine. You have the option if you want, like if I was at the ambulance and I wanted to move the ambulance, you can go with it. Like you can also ride on it. Same with the fire engine, obviously, if you're moving it, you would go with it. Just letting you know that that is also a thing. You do have the option of riding on the vehicles as you move them. You don't have to, although I think in case of the fire engine, you do have to, but you don't have to for the ambulance.
So what's the point of getting rid of hazmats again?
Because if a fire reaches them, it causes an explosion where it is.
Oh.
So, for instance, if you rolled and it got onto this space, it would cause an explosion. Or if you rolled on this one and it causes another explosion, and this wall was already busted down, it would go onto here and spread, and then this would cause another explosion, and then it would like continue on.
This one would cause a poop explosion.
So who wants to go first? Someone else go first. Last joke, do you want to go first?
Sure.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to spend my AP to move you guys.
You're gonna move me.
Yeah, where do you need to go?
On your turn, you may spend AP to move other players. AP spent this way are at the normal movement cost. Oh, nice. 2 free command AP, so you can only do it for as many as 2. I'm just gonna go towards this guy.
Alright, move 1 square closer.
Okay.
Craig, where are you going?
This way.
1 square in your direction, and that means I have 2 AP left.
No, you have 2 free command AP. That means you still have 4 AP.
Oh yeah, so that you
So-
actually, and you can actually, I think, still command us if you want. It's just now that you've used your free command AP, now if you command us, it's using your AP that you would otherwise be able to move with.
Or you could spend your 4 AP to operate the fire engine.
Yep.
Alright, I'll do that.
All right.
Because the fire engine takes all your AP, but it's all your regular AP, right?
Yes. But you can't actually fire it right now because I'm in this quadrant now. You can't fire it in the quadrant that I am. It's in the rules. Let me double check the rules.
Well, maybe he should fire it and then move you in.
Det gun can only be fired at the quadrant that borders. Det gun can only be fired at a quadrant with no firefighter present.
So he should just retcon his turn.
All right, he
and
can do that,
fire
yeah.
it before
That's
moving
okay.
you in.
We can do that. That's valid. All right, last joke. You want to fire it? And then I'll move in. 1, 6. Go ahead and flip over the 6 because that's not in your quadrant. 1, 2 is actually where you're firing it. So yeah, this is gotten rid of, and this is gotten rid of. Because it's basically like a water explosion. Oh yeah, you're right. God, why am I always reading these wrong? All right, that was a really good shot.
All right, now you can move on in.
Okay, now I move on in, moving on up to the east side.
And that's the end of my turn.
To a
I think
deluxe
it's
apartment.
Correct.
Nope, now you got to
So
roll
now
for
you
fire.
roll for fire.
3, 7. Well,
Sorry,
that's an
explosion.
explosion. So, I'll tell you what to do again, just to make sure you know. So, add another damage over here, because there's a fire here, which means the shockwave goes across it to hit the wall. This wall is now open. There is damage right here, because it hits the wall. There is a fire here, because it spread. And there is a fire here, because it spread. And that's it. I don't think that these flare-ups are used in explosions. I think it's only when you literally roll that specific space. Let me double check that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only when you roll, I think, that space.
What are the little blue and yellow and red arrows on the board?
So that is instead. So in the simple game, if you roll for replacing a person, and it's on a space where there's already fire, you would just get rid of the fire and place a person there. In this version of the game, if you do that, you have to place a person somewhere else. You don't re-roll for the person; you have to place them somewhere else. In this case, the arrow shows you where that person would go instead. So if there was a fire here and you place a person on 3-4, you would instead place a person on 3-3. If there was also a fire there, you would instead go on 3-3 or 4-3. If there was also a fire there, etc., etc., you just keep on going until you hit a spot where there's no fire. And if there is no spot where there's no fire, then you just have to reroll.
Okay.
So
seems like One Chuck's next turn he should move the fire engine over here now.
yep,
So
it
there's a lot
costs
of fire here.
2 AP to do that, by the way. So you can't move it and fire again.
He
Craig's
could
turn.
move it and then make us move.
It's true.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Roll for your fire. Three. That is literally where you
That's my
are.
space.
It's only smoke. It's only smoke. It's fine. There's no fire. It's right there. All right, my turn. I am going to move here. Does it cost me AP?
That
does
just
cost
means
money.
I'm a smoke show.
I'm gonna move here and just flip over this guy myself. That's 1. I'm gonna spend 1 AP to flip over this guy. That's 2. And I'm gonna take this guy and move back. That's 3-4.
Merg.
Yeah.
You should focus on firefighting instead. I can heal these victims, and then they can move with a firefighter without being carried.
Yeah, but like I'm right here. I might as well move this one guy.
Well, I'm gonna heal him next turn.
You can
so-
heal this person next turn though. There's still a person
I
right
was
here that
gonna
you can
do
help.
both. I was gonna do both.
I don't care. There's smoke here.
You're violating the
You're violating the law.
separation of. No,
All right, it's
the
Lost Joke's turn. Lost Joke, you could tell me to move out to the ambulance with both of your AP, your free AP.
I mean, I still can.
Yeah, you still can. I'm just saying. Just turn it. Why don't you just turn the thing?
Look, I'm the fire captain.
Turn it that way too, so it looks like it's moving.
Since you're the
I'm the
captain,
fire captain.
you should tell your subordinate that he should leave the specializations of other firefighters to them and focus on his own work.
Do not make me
He can spend his AP to make us fight.
coordination on you.
He can
Get
spend
out
his
there,
AP to make us fight each other. I command
Get
you.
that victim to the ambulance.
Okay, I will. So that's 2 though. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you should have moved him back so I could heal that person.
So you still have 2
can I
AP left.
So I can spend those to make
You can spend them
Craig
anywhere you
do
want.
something, or have you come.
I'd like to be moved onto this victim.
Byrill.
Take care of that
Viral.
victim. Goodbye.
You can also tell him to take care of that smoke too if you want, I think. No, wait, you can't. You can't do that. It's only move. never mind.
No, I can only tell him to move.
Okay. You still got one more.
And then you can move back into the house.
Okay. Now roll for the smoke. Or fire. 4-7. That is smoke. Craig.
Okay, I spend 1 AP to heal this person.
Okay. Go ahead and place the heal marker on them so you can know that they're
We
healed.
forgot to put a 3rd victim token down when you.
Oh, you're
carry
right.
that
Let's go
person.
ahead and do that. I guess it was my thing, so I'll roll. 3, 1,
5, 7.
5,
I think it's
No,
5-1.
5-1. 5-1.
5, 1. I don't know why I said 3. 5, 1. Okay. They're hiding in the oven, apparently. All right.
See, if you'd been doing your job, Merg, I could get both of these people out because they don't have to be carried,
Uh-huh.
and we would know who these people are.
They still need to be escorted, though. You don't have to carry them, but you have to escort them.
Yeah, I know, but I could escort more than one at a time, even.
I don't believe you can, though.
Why not?
Because it's in the rules. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Treated victim can be moved.
Even
Moving the
so, it's-
treated victim incurs no AP penalty. A firefighter can only lead one treated victim at a time.
Still twice as fast.
They may carry a victim and lead a treated victim at the same time, but they cannot lead two victims.
Well, there you go. I would treat them both, and then I would unnecessarily carry one of the treated people.
Okay.
Just do the princess carry.
What are you doing? It's your turn.
Let's see. I spent 1 to treat the person.
Okay, so you have 3 left.
I'll go 1, 2, 3.
That's a wall there, by the way. So you went 1, 2, 3.
Can I walk through smoke?
Yes, you can with a victim. You can't walk through fire with a victim. All right. Roll for the smoke. Six, 3. Right here. Just smoke. All right. It's my turn. I assume that you have the victim in hand, so I'm gonna go this way. No, I'm gonna spend 2 and kill this. I'm gonna move 1. That's 3, and I'm going to go ahead and flip this as my last AP. Because I can do that.
Yeah, you should definitely be doing firefighting because it costs me double AP to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. I am going to fight fires mostly, but that is also my ability is to flip people. That's my turn. 4, 6. Just smoke. Okay, last smoke. Are you gonna fire your cannon? You charge on your laser?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 4. No. Go ahead and flip the number 4. 8. So you hit right here. So this goes away. This goes away. This goes away.
All right.
And you can still have 2 things.
Because Craig isn't carrying the person. He can move at normal pace.
I
right?
believe so.
All right. Craig, advance to the ambulance.
Okay.
Yep. So that's another saved person.
And Merg, advance in one direction wherever you're planning on going.
Probably this way. All right.
And I think that's the end of my turn.
That's a good turn.
Okay, you need to roll for a person.
Oh yeah. Roll for
Okay,
the
well,
fire
that's the person
first.
then.
No, you have to roll for
Well,
fire
then-
first.
well,
A person last. That's the way it is in the rules.
in the-
1, 8. It would be
That's
smoke.
bad. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Now you roll for the person. 2-4. Yep, that's a valid place. There.
We found the culprit.
We found the source.
All right, Craig, your turn.
Not only did they create this biohazard, but they also had methane going through the vents all through the house, and that's what started the fires.
They
There was a stray
explosive
spark.
pooped so hard they blew a hole in the wall behind them.
Yeah.
It's your turn, Craig. Do remember that you can switch your profession at a cost of 2 AP, just letting you know. Reminding you of that.
Yeah, I have a good profession, though.
Yeah. Mine is pretty good for now. I could see switching it if I reveal all the people and then I don't have anything else to do with that.
I can only get here.
Yep. Roll for your smoke. Roll for big smoke. GTA San Andreas.
You come to the wrong house, fool!
1-1. Uh-oh.
Explosion.
No, it's not an explosion, it's a flare-up. Basically, it means that this does become a fire immediately. This also becomes a fire because it's smoke. It's not an explosion, but it's just because it's smoke that's there. But what it means is you roll again. You roll and place fire or smoke again. To 8. And it is over here. Because there is fire there, that means it does turn into fire, and it also means that this also turns into fire because it was smoke. Alright. My turn.